Today I am here to tell you about the new drug the Food and Drug Administration just approved. And it is actually quite shocking, because the headlines are telling women, this pill is the breakthrough we have been waiting for. But they are completely leaving out where the problem actually begins. And once you hear what I am about to tell you, you are going to understand why so many women have been trying to solve this in their brain, when the real story starts somewhere far less glamorous. Your gut. Yes, I know, not the most romantic organ. Nobody lights candles and whispers, "How is your microbiome tonight?" But your digestive tract is actually holding a massive hidden key to female desire. After menopause, a woman's body does not simply produce less estrogen, but there is a second silent shift happening right beneath the surface that uniquely targets women, and it completely changes the way your remaining hormones behave. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what this new prescription pill does, but more importantly, I am going to reveal the unexpected factory floor, where your desire signals are actually manufactured. There is a missing biological connection here that changes everything you thought you knew about intimacy. Before we unlock that mystery, drop your country and your local time in the comments. I genuinely love knowing where this video reaches. Okay, let us look at the headlines. The Food and Drug Administration recently approved the first ever prescription pill specifically for low sexual desire in postmenopausal women. It is a non-hormonal pill that works by adjusting serotonin and dopamine signals in the brain. Those are the chemical messengers directly involved in pleasure, motivation, and desire. Think of dopamine as the spark of excitement, and serotonin as the mood stabilizer. In clinical trials, this pill produced real but modest improvements. It definitely helps, but it is not a magic wand, and it comes with serious side effects, including a severe drop in blood pressure if combined with alcohol. So any woman considering it absolutely needs to have a serious conversation with her doctor. But before we talk about fixing those brain signals, there is a shocking truth about where your desire actually originates that almost nobody in the medical conversation is telling you. This pill is a downstream fix. It adjusts what happens inside your head, but it completely ignores where the messengers come from. Around 95% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut lining, not your brain. The factory floor is in your gut. Taking a pill to adjust the brain is like adjusting the output of a factory without ever checking to see if the machines inside are actually working. And here is what makes this even more relevant to you as a woman. Your gut and your brain are not separate systems operating independently. They are connected by a constant two-way highway called the vagus nerve. Your gut is literally sending chemical messages to your brain all day long, telling it how to feel. When your gut bacteria are healthy and balanced, those messages say things like feel calm, feel connected, feel ready. When your gut bacteria are disrupted, those messages shift. And after menopause, when your unique female bacterial ecosystem collapses, the very signals your brain relies on to generate desire start changing at their source. The pill does not touch that highway. It only adjusts what your brain does with the message after it arrives. This brings us to a fascinating piece of female biology called the estrobolome. This is a specialized community of gut bacteria whose entire job is recycling estrogen back into circulation after your body is done with it. Men do not experience this the way we do. Their hormonal decline is a gradual slope over decades. Women hit an abrupt estrogen cliff at menopause, and that sudden drop simultaneously depletes the exact gut bacteria responsible for recycling what little estrogen remains. After menopause, a woman's gut microbiome actually shifts toward a male bacterial pattern, and that uniquely female recycling system effectively shuts down. Before menopause, estrogen itself maintained the perfect conditions to keep your estrobolome healthy. It was a beautiful self-sustaining loop. Estrogen supported the bacteria, and the bacteria recycled the estrogen. But when that loop breaks, highly critical bacterial species decline significantly. Research shows that one specific species essential to this recycling process is found almost entirely depleted in postmenopausal women. When your recycling department shuts down, your circulating estrogen drops much faster than it would from ovarian decline alone. And the places in your body that depend most on circulating estrogen show the shortage first. Vaginal tissue thins, natural lubrication decreases, physical comfort during intimacy declines, and the biological foundation for desire completely erodes. If intimacy feels uncomfortable, your very smart brain turns off the desire signal to protect you. It is not a relationship problem, it is biology. But here is the part that often goes completely unspoken. When estrogen drops that low, it does not just affect your intimate tissues, it also affects the lining of your entire digestive tract. Estrogen helps maintain the mucosal barrier that keeps your gut walls strong and selective about what passes through. When that barrier weakens, bacteria that should stay in one place start migrating, inflammation rises, and the entire ecosystem shifts further out of balance. You end up in a vicious cycle where low estrogen damages the gut, and a damaged gut fails to recycle what little estrogen you have left. Breaking that cycle is exactly what we are going to talk about next. That is already a huge piece of the puzzle, and we still need to talk about how to restart that factory floor. If it would help to have this science written out, along with the exact steps to rebuild your estrobolome, comment the word desire below. If enough people are interested, I will put a simple guide together for you. And if you are finding value in this video, please subscribe. It really helps me support more women with their health. So, what actually gets this recycling system running again? The primary answer is fermented foods. Kefir, kimchi, plain live yogurt, and miso contain the specific bacterial strains that populate and support your estrogen recycling gut bacteria. Kefir specifically has documented links to improving vaginal health through its probiotic strains, because your gut bacteria directly communicate with your delicate tissues. Soy-based fermented foods like tempeh and miso also contain powerful plant compounds that interact directly with estrogen receptors at the tissue level, giving you a second layer of support. Let me make this really practical so you know exactly where to start. You do not need to overhaul your entire diet tomorrow. The simplest approach is to add 1 serving of fermented food to your daily routine, a small glass of kefir with breakfast, a few tablespoons of sauerkraut alongside lunch, a warm bowl of miso soup as an afternoon snack, plain live yogurt with dinner. The key is variety. Rotating between different fermented foods throughout the week exposes your gut to a wider range of bacterial strains, which means your estrobolome gets a broader, more complete rebuild. If you only ever eat one type of fermented food, you are only recruiting one set of helpers. Your gut needs a whole team. Now let us be completely honest about what to expect, because nutrition is never a one-size-fits-all situation. If your meals mostly come out of packages, or if you have had to take multiple rounds of antibiotics in recent years, your estrobolome has likely taken a serious hit. You are exactly the person who will notice the biggest, most meaningful shift from adding these foods, alongside anyone who noticed digestive issues popping up at the exact same time their intimacy changed. But you have to give your body 8 to 12 weeks of consistency. True biological repair does not happen overnight. On the other hand, if you are already someone who eats a beautifully diverse whole food diet and enjoys fermented foods regularly, your recycling system might already be intact, so the shift might feel much more subtle. And please listen to your biology. If you deal with histamine intolerance, or if you are taking blood thinners, you need to tread carefully. Fermented foods are naturally high in histamine and can trigger reactions. For anyone starting out, especially if you are managing small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, you must introduce these foods incredibly slowly over 2 to 3 weeks. Eating too much too fast will only leave you with an uncomfortable bloated stomach, so start small with just a spoonful or a few sips a day. You now know what the new prescription pill does, why your gut holds the secret keys to your neurotransmitters, and how to feed your estrobolome. If you want the complete guide to fermented foods and female desire written out for you, comment the word desire below. Before you go, tell me your thoughts. Have you noticed your digestion changing around the exact same time your desire shifted? I genuinely want to read your experiences in the comments. And please subscribe to this channel, because women deserve a dedicated space where we finally stop blaming our age and start understanding our biology. I will see you in the next video.